wanted to do kind of an end of day or end of week recap on a couple things that we're looking at with the 3S code on an intraday chart. Have really been focusing and dialing in on the 5-minute chart. I also thought I would never do it, but started looking at the 1-minute chart as well, just for comparison purposes, and it really adds a little bit of diversification to the trading. If nothing's happening on the 5-minute, there's always something that seems to be happening on the 1-minute, and allows me to do a little bit of additional trading and capture a little bit of extra points without too much risk. And I'm primarily focusing on the indices, the S&P, the NASDAQ, and then also looking at crude oil. Now I'm also watching currencies, the Australian dollar, the pound, the Canadian dollar, euro, and yen, also looking at 30-year bonds, and I've added a couple of other markets such as nat gas and soybeans to the mix, all on a 5-minute chart. And the results thus far have been pretty amazing. If you got the 3S code, you can simply load this onto your platform and go back and see the history of what the pattern has done and the setups that have occurred going back to whatever time frame that you set it at. What I see is what you see. So here today on the 5-minute S&P chart for Friday 2/22, we had two nice trades on the S&P based off a 5-minute chart, starting back to around 6 a.m. Again, that's about where I start my trading day. So here in the early morning session around 7:20, 7:25, an hour before the cash market opened, we had a breakdown below the number 2 level, came back and retested it right around 84 half-ish or so, and came down and met our target right around 2. So that one was good for about 2.5 points or so. And then later throughout the day, we traded higher, putting in a final high right around 11 o'clock. We rolled over, we broke through the number 2 point a couple times, finally got a close at 12 p.m. lunchtime. The market closed below the number 2 right here around 89.75, 27.89.75. We got one retest, and then we got a couple of retests here. Market traded up against us, then came down and met the first target objective at around 85.75, good for about 4 points. Ultimately came down and met the second target level on the E-mini S&P. Crude oil, we had one trade today in crude oil, and it was a small one. Usually these are good for about anywhere from 20 to 30 ticks. It just depends on the day and the volatility. It was fairly quiet. But we had one trade today again, triggering in pre-cash market session. We had a 1-2-3 top at 7 a.m. We closed below the number 2 point, got in here on the retest at around 57.70. You see the target was already printed down here around 57.58. We'll call it 57.60. So about 10 ticks there, or $100 per contract. So I told you some of the other markets I'm watching. The Australian dollar was a 7-tick loser here in the morning around 6:30. You see we broke down below here at around 71.13ish or so, and then stopped you out at 71.20 for minus 7 ticks. Not trading any of the currencies after 11 o'clock Central. The euro currency, which is the trade I took, that was a 20-point winner. Break above the number 2 point here at around 7:50, 8 o'clock. Got long, came up a little high, came up a bit, pulled back, and then came and look at that, hit the number 1 target right to the tick. Similar trade in the British pound. Break above here, pulled back, gave you a retest entry, came up and tagged the number 1 target level in the pound. Also took a trade in nat gas. This one took a little bit longer to materialize. Got long here. There was a break above the number 2 point at 6.50. Pulled back and got long for about 269, and then came up and met our target right here at 270 around 10:30. That was about a 3-hour trade, a little bit longer than it normally takes, but sometimes that's the way it is. Great things about these trades is, as the method and as the pattern teaches, you already know what your entry is, you know what your stop is, and you know what your target is. So the best way to take care of all that, instead of fumbling around through a lot of orders, is just to put a simple bracket order in. So you can build a strategy out here. It's what I do in my platform. You come over here and you build a strategy. You put bracket 1, you put your limit order, put your stop order, then you can put bracket 2 and bracket 3 for trading multiple positions. Or once you're in the market, say we get long at 113.52, you come up to this tool here and just hit one cancels other, which is an OCO, and you put your limit in, and then you can put your stop in right there. So you sell one euro currency at 41 on the stop, sell one on limit at 61, and that way you have protection in the market if you want to go downstairs and grab some lunch, step away to go to the bathroom, whatever it is you may be doing. You have an OCO in the market, so that simply means one cancels the other. One of two things is going to happen. The market's going to go up and tag your limit and take you out for profit while simultaneously removing your stop order, or the market's going to go against you, stop you out, but simultaneously removing your limit order. So you don't ever have a naked order out there. You don't have a stop and a limit, two different orders placed. So it's pretty cool. Allows you to participate in many markets at once, all with OCOs, and as the market moves in your favor, you can move your stops accordingly. Anyway, please send your feedback. If you're trading intraday, I'd love to know how it's working out for you, something that I'm going to be paying a lot more attention to as we continue to work with this powerful setup. Hope everyone has a great weekend, and catch you on the next update.